September the 24th, shrubs and trees. It is mostly for their fruit and leaf colour that shrubs in September get noticed. In spring, azaleas and rhododendrons dominated. In summer, Philadelphia stoicia and lavateras. But autumn sees far fewer shrubs with bright flowers. Instead, we see many left over from previous months, and other shrubs just producing a handful of flowers. A number of newer, more exotic species seem to have recently walked out of conservatories as our winters have got milder. Then they may just be a summer planting or have just survived a previous mild winter, but they often provide a welcome shock of colour. There are also very few colourful flowers to be seen among our wild shrubs. It is all berries with hawthorn, roses and elder, and all colourful leaves with spindle and guelder rose. There is only the ever-reliable gorse and one or two unwelcome invaders such as Russian vine and Japanese knotweed. Flowers on trees are not really expected in September, but there are a small number of exceptions. Chinese privet, Ligustrum lucidum, especially its variegated form, gets noticed in parks and more recently in streets, as do the lantern fruits of the golden rain tree, Clerodendrum paniculata. Occasionally, a eucalyptus or two can be found in flower, and possibly an enormous creamy flower of an old bull magnolia, Magnolia grandiflora. In London, these magnolias don't aspire to the 13-metre-high specimens that exist in their native Florida. Instead, we tend to plant them beside houses, hoping their enormous lily-of-the-valley scented flowers will open beside our windows. There is a rarely seen Goliath variety, which has stupendous 30-centimetre wide flowers, like large creamy yellow dinner plates. Eucryphias also provide a display in September, but we see few of them in London. But recently brightly coloured silk trees, Albizia julibrissin, are starting to be planted more. They produce outrageous pink powder puff flowers. Others showy but uncommon shrubs are Hoheria and Clerodendrum. Hoherias can produce dense clusters of white cherry-like flowers, but Clerodendrons, with just their strange blue fruits, are always the ones that get noticed. Almost all blue cherry-like fruit seems to catch our eye, but the shiny turquoise-blue berries set in the crimson sepals of Clerodendrum trichotomum always demand our attention. These large shrubs or small trees have leaves which leave an unpleasant fetid smell on our hands, but have far more pleasantly scented flowers. Here's a place to see them, and it is worth looking for Clerodendrum bungii with its rosy mauve flowers and Clerodendrum trichototum with variety Fargesii with its even more peculiar pale creamy blueberries. Recently, they are starting to be seen more in gardens. We also now see more of the relatively uninspiring hebes, olearias and senechios, as well as a small number of shrubs still producing pea flowers such as spartium, genista and colutea. Ceratostigma wilmotiana has electric blue flowers, which will continue until the first frost and deserve a wider planting. Abutilons and hibiscus species provide brighter colour combinations, and escalonias form good solid wind-resistant hedges, which are always reliably covered in flowers and shiny resinous leaves. Rarely seen myrtles are among the most interesting September shrubs. Wild myrtle, Myrtus communis, arrived from southern Europe in 1585, courtesy of a Sir Thomas Carew, who grew it in his garden, Beddington. To the ancient Greeks, it was a symbol of love, beauty, and immortality. The Romans made wreaths and garlands out of it, and Egyptians wore it in their hair. Persians even believed the shrub was holy. Its flowers produced the legendary scent of myrrh, and eating a single berry was believed to change the scent of urine into violets in less than 15 minutes. Many other legends are associated with it. It was the myrtle nymph who taught the Greeks how to cultivate olives. When the lovelorn Phaedra was rejected by her stepson Hippolytus, she hung herself from a myrtle tree. He was then killed later when his chariot reins got caught in a myrtle bush, and he was dragged to his death. Many other shrubs have even richer histories and provided great excitement for Londoners when they first arrived not too long ago. They often arrived here from all over the temperate world via sailors, missionaries and plant hunters. Many an intrepid plant hunter had more than their fair share of problems getting their seeds or plants home. Alan Cunningham, who died in Sydney Botanic Garden in 1839, has been called a martyr to botanical exploration. His brother Robert, whilst looking for new plants in Australia, got lost, but luckily was found by Aborigines. Unfortunately, when he became delirious, they took fright and killed him. He was responsible for introducing the silky oak, Grevillea robusta. Abelias are also common enough in September. For example, Abelia grandiflora, Abelia schumannii, and Abelia chinensis. These are all named after the unfortunate Dr. Abel, who was accompanied by Lord Amherst of pheasant fame on his disastrous expedition to China. When ushered into the presence of the emperor, Lord Amherst refused to prostrate himself, so both of them were immediately thrown out of the country. Lagostromeria indica, the crepe myrtle, which is with its unusual crepe paper-like flowers, deserves to be better known, considering its collector was found washed up and unconscious after being shipwrecked, still lashed to a piece of wood, along with his specimens still intact. As ever, Hugh and Wisley have places to look for these rarer shrubs in flower this month. For example, Hymia myrtifolia, Cleostegia vibernoides, Itia ilicifolia, and various Clethra and Lamartia species.